Hey, that's that better. Yeah, that's um. Yeah, that's way better. I'm not, still not buying it. Lower that further. Okay, there we go. I think that's better. So, yeah, I want to talk about why I absolutely adore this game. Because I adore this. Even though it's an early access, uh, like you'd think that would be a let's wait and see kind of thing. But to be frank, like I think I can recognize that like this isn't going to be Street Fighter 6. It's not going to be. It is, however, going to be super fun. And one of the I think it could be I think the bones of an excellent fighting game are here. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, is what is making this game that for me. Like, I am close to more hours playing this game in early access than I have trying to play Tekken for like 2 years. That's kind of at least a bit of my context, because like I tried playing Tekken. I really have tried playing. And like it's a good game. There's something missing from it though that makes it not my game. And I mean, I think that's the beauty of fighting games. There's a game for somebody. It might not be the best thing in the world, but like fighting games are near infinite, and people will play them forever. Like, if the game is within their interest and the game is able to hold that, with replay value, with the ability for people to meet up and play it, and play often, and have that be seamless while also having enough like solo stuff, like just gameplay that makes, you know, good video games. I think those things hold people, right? Into games. Like Smash Bros is extremely excellent at it. They win with having extremely recognizable IPs, and then also every single Smash game has like 4 different game modes, aside from just like bare minimum 4 game modes that are like full games in and of themselves. Like a lot of fighting games will have like 1 or 2, like even the big ones, they'll have like 1, 2, 3. But that's not there's like 4 in the Smash Bros scenes. 2XKO kind of needs to get something, because it really only gets the competitive players, but it's just not like, you don't play that game. You play that game to compete, and like, because you like and you like riot games. You don't play it because it's like just fun by itself, like without other people around you. And so this brings me to like why Danmaku fighters, because the game's in early access. The only things in the game right now are matchmaking, and not even like great matchmaking. There's also like 3 of us, and I'm pretty sure at least one of them is a dev, that play the game. Trust me, I am watching Steam charts constantly. If I see if someone is online, I am hopping on. So what do I see in this that's like, I think people should play this game? So I think there are at least there's at least three components. One of them is the characters. I absolutely love and adore all of these characters, and unless I'm wrong, all of these characters are like original IP. They're not from something. And yet somehow, some way, all of these characters have something to them that brings me back to playing them or looking at them and enjoying seeing them. And the devs have done this in like 2 sentences to generally describe the character. That includes what their gameplay is. In 2 sentences, like if we look at a bit of, not even the move list, it is on character select. So I'm gonna go to characters. If you hover over them, there's 1 sentence. Takia, Prince of the Sea, wielding the power of the deep sea. Mew Mew, martial artist, switches between animal forms. Like 1 sentence talks about a little bit about them and their gameplay. But what gets me about all of these characters is that by their design or by some of their flavor text, they feel like characters that have a lot of potential to be fleshed out and have a story with and create interesting interactions between them. I think XX is really interesting in this short little description that's like from blank, summoning blank to fight blank. There's so much flavor that's about XX is. And if XX wins a game, like let's go offline to versus CPU. And I'm gonna let the CPU win. So CPU is gonna be XX. I'm gonna let the win. And let's see what happens. Okay, I do want to play the game, but I'm actually acid. This part won't. Well, I'll try not to talk about my next point. Like, why wouldn't I play the game when I can? Okay, so we're close to me losing. Watch the end screen. There's so much in that short little end screen that tells you what XX might be. And it's part of the point that you can't tell what she is. But there's so much there. Like, what is that? Why is this thing ripping the world and like devouring it? Why is her whole thing like summoning these different things that explode and make traps? Like, I don't have any idea the context of these characters, but she seems like a pretty big boss character. I'll talk about Cavalry. Cavalry's whole thing, like when he wins a game and the description of his moves, he is a office worker. Like, that's his thing. He is an office working angel. And the moves set themselves are like, show pretty cool stuff with them. There's enough flavor there, like that he literally just gets a drink and it powers him through it. He has a freaking energy drink to last throughout the day, and when Cavalry wins, it's like he got a promotion. Like, how did this happen with an angel character? And who are these little ghosts? Why does he blow a whistle? There's just so many little design things that are so cool. Okay, something happened with my controller. But yeah, there's just all these little design things with each of the characters that I can see in build like this headcanon with all of them because of their flavor, their designs. Jessica is like a really cool design. If in her in like some of her moves in her windscreen, she like takes a heart out of her hat, like as a magician, like, and she's so cheeky. Taki is another wonderful character that if we go to character select and select Takia, look at his face. This dude is smug. He's a prince. He's got these animals behind him. He's got these like pointy-toed boots and shorts, wearing a trident and that little smirk. His color design is different for a sea creature, like definitely not human, but he seems like you get so much from the look and feel of him. Miu's another one, like you can tell she's a martial artist, like not just because it says she's a martial artist, but by how she stands, the little smirk there, and she's also like a little, she reminds you of like Kung Fu Panda as Fu, and with her little bear ears. It's really cool. Jessica with her cards as Magician, Cavalry, and even things like Leon being an exorcist. Like, cool, he's an exorcist. That's great. That's awesome. But he's an exorcist with a gun. He shoots you for his basic attack. And you can see a little design choices, like under his eyes, the like you can kind of tell that he doesn't get a lot of sleep. Does a lot of work. We go back to character select. You can kind of see a bit of that. Like Cavalry looks like they've just lost all interest in existing. There's so much to each of these characters that I can see where a story mode or how these characters are going to interact with each other is going. It seems really interesting to me. All of these characters feel like developed ideas and characters. Doesn't feel like to be someone who's just out of place, or doesn't fit. So one of the next things that has got me is the gameplay itself. Now, I've never been a super big bullet hell person. Bullet hells, I'm gonna make this like as hard as possible for me. So bullet hells, they have never held onto me in general. They feel frustrating. It feels like you're supposed to fail. And I have not enjoyed that. I think the difference with bullet hell fighting games, this might be true of other bullet hell fighting games. I know of very few of them, and I started looking up more after I got into Danmaku. Fighting games as a bullet hell makes it seem like there's a point to all of the moves and projectiles, and that is not the case when I'm playing normal bullet hell games. I just feel frustration, like artificial difficulty, that doesn't need to be like that. But in this, it's a fighting game. Like, it's supposed to be someone's doing something to make things happen. Whereas some bullet hells feels like you're like rehearsing for a performance. Every single match, every single CPU round in this game feels different and unique. Every single one. And it turns out some of those feelings of the bullet hell frustration doesn't matter when you know there's like something controlling something and making it happen in new and unique ways. Like, I have learned how to dodge things in so many different ways, even though it's like the same move, same situation. I've had to start, I even need to correct myself on like a video I wanted to shoot about wife and her her install move, like you can get around it, and it's just feels so different. And all I've played is CPUs. I've played one other player in Danmaku Fighters, and we played like 14 games or something. I think we may have that actually, 'cause I've got a few 10-win things, but every game felt new. Even the ones that are like short, even things against CPUs, and CPUs, like, they used to be a lot harder to me. They are not that hard. There are certain patterns that work on them that will get you a win against them. But even then, like, sometimes I don't even do an attack. I just let the CPU hit me. I'll make them invincible and just throw stuff at me. Just because it's fun to dodge around and use different character mechanics to get around things. The gameplay just doesn't get old. Now, the gameplay is significantly better when I am doing it with people. Like, I did not need to play someone to know that, but it is way better as a thing when you're playing against a person. And I mean, that's true of like every fighting game since dawn of time. But I feel like that's even more the case here, while fighting CPUs is a lot more fun than other fighting games, especially traditional fighting games. Playing against a CPU is always like, oh god, this is great. And then they have to like buff a boss character in arcade mode to make it even feasibly different. So yeah, the gameplay is another thing, and that builds with the first point being the characters. All of the characters' gameplay feels amazing to fight against. Like, yes, I will talk about Takia to the end of the days, but honestly, he is also really fun to fight against. Every character is fun to fight and unique. It's playing against Takia is completely different from Jessica, and both of these characters fuck up the screen so well and so hard in so many different ways. Like, look at what the CPU is doing. There's so many bouncing things around, and I almost started screaming because I could have made that. And I can do that against CPUs. Imagine if I'm fighting a person who can like consciously save meter to really fuck up the screen and make sure I have a bad day. And while I'm trying to counter that, because like, look, the CPU is not smart. Like, if I do things in a certain way, like if I always fight off a few rounds at this round start, like something's gonna hit. They commit super hard, and players are gonna recognize like more of what I'm doing actively and try to counter it and make new patterns to make new fun to make new see how it goes. I could like talk about that forever with this game. I really want people to play it. But let's talk about the third aspect. Third aspect is the potential for this game to have way more than so this kind of ties into that second aspect, or no, what I was talking about start, like what makes a fun fighting game that lasts forever. So unique designs, we talked about the gameplay as of now, like the matchmaking gameplay as of right now. But what I think is really going to sell this type of game is actually everything that's not the fighting game. Like, we have to remember, this is a bullet hell. There are so many already influential takes on the bullet hell genre that this game could probably easily implement. Story mode is going to be interesting. I'm curious what other arenas or mechanics are going to introduce. Like some moves, yes, there are walls on each map, but the zones that you might play in, I could imagine different maps with different zones that aren't just like left, right. I could see some crazy shit where there's like an inner ring, outer ring sort of deal. Because there are moves that shoot things behind your character, and those are kind of useless unless they bounce off walls. Like Wesker's shooting of his down strong, like unless that is across the screen, that's not going to be great for you. Let me show a better example of Wesker though. So there are moves that basically half of it is useless. So good example is on Cavalry, is down special here. Half of those projectiles aren't doing anything. Like they're decoration essentially. And maybe that's for the purpose of like the game has a left and right. You have to have them going both ways or coded both ways. But I think there's potential for that to have like maps that people can go in front or behind each other. And so a move like this going behind you, if another character can like move across the side somehow, that could be something. Or even things like my down strong, like half of those are useless. And yeah, it more than likely the simplest solution is that both characters face left and right and the moves are designed to go left and right. That's probably the simplest thing. But I think there's potential for that to evolve and become something else. And so we get a bunch of maps that have different designs and different gameplay elements, and makes the game more entertaining overall. I think the way the characters are as well, I want to see like Cavalry and Takia talk. I want to see Jessica and XX talk. I want to see these characters because we can kind of understand a little bit about who they are by their art and designs and their windscreens. I want to see them interact and talk, because they certainly are going to have very interesting dynamics with just the different personalities you can see in the characters. I want people to react to XX or Wesker, or Wife. Wife is a good one. I want to see oh boy. I want to see Wife and Mew Mew go into like, wait, you're a bear stance, but you're kind of a fuzzy little bear thing. Like, I want Takia to look at Wife and be like, what nerd did this? Like, because he just looks really cocky. I feel like a story mode is possible. I think the potential of a 2v2 is really possible. I think different maps. And of course, other bullet hell genre staples in solo modes. Things like survival modes, where you're like not just fighting amped up other characters, but also like maybe you're fighting 3 or 4 things. You have to dodge different types of projectiles. I could see something like that. I can see like break the targets-esque things, or a bunch of like special adaptive game modes. Like I think of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Relink, the hard Lucilius fight. There's a mechanic where like time freezes, and while there's a bunch of random shit flying at you from everywhere, and then time unfreezes, and now you have to deal with that, and then he just starts doing his normal attacks while that's happening. Like, that's kind of crazy. Oh, wait a fucking second. Okay, what? I was so worried that Takia's hurt box was lower. I think I just jumped and like threw it like here, and it just went slightly over. Oh god, that's a wonderful detail actually. But yeah, there's a lot of potential for different things in this game. And I think it's a good thing that it's early access. But devs literally said, they're saying like we're looking at spring 27 release. The early access game was a Combo Breaker Mystery Finals pick, and I think that might be a reason people haven't thought to seek this game out, is because a lot of the mystery tournament games tend to be like older stuff that's been well archived and preserved. But this was a game that's like, this game hasn't released yet. It's an early access. Like, what? I think maybe some people look at it and the style of the graphics and are like, wow, this looks old, or like older, like maybe 2000s, 2010s. But no, this is a in development game that has all this charm and joy, and maybe that's part of the reason why people haven't picked it up yet in the US at least. But there could be so much to this game. Oh, it's just another game mode. Like, instead of, you know, your 5 health bar, it's like, okay, how many times can you like hit somebody in with any projectiles? And there's no ending. You just have like a minute to hit your opponent as quickly as much as you can with as many things as possible. And that's the game mode. Like, it's just a different versus mode. That's not the main one, but it would be pretty cool to be like, it's not if I can hit you, it's how many times can I hit you, and can I hit you more than you hit me. I just see so much. I can also see the fan art in this game because of like how interesting the character designs are to me. I can see people really getting part of it. There's just a lot of potential. So that is really all I have to say. If anyone is actually going back to the VOD, I'm not really a video content maker. I just really want people. And so it is it's interesting. I'm even just doing infinite key. Fighting Takio with infinite key is a choice. But yeah, this is just fun too. Like, look, this is pretty neat. Because like I can just do okay, Calvary's keys aren't that good. But still, it's just another way to have fun. I mean, this is all about having fun, right? Oof. But yeah, until it is hard to like stream this game because all I have is CPU. And I think the players that play are all in different, like, not even kind of so really hard to find someone. Some people also won't pay for early access games, and it is a paid early access game. Which I get it. Thing is, there's like actual footage of the game in a competitive setting. And it looks good. Yes, there are some bugs every so often. I think this may have been a controller glyph thing. My friend had a like weird third-party controller, not like a Microsoft controller, but just took a while to get that connected. But the game is pretty polished. Like, the characters feel they're probably not. Like, there's still bits. thing is that's gonna be forever. Oh god. Oh god. This is a different kind of. But yeah, this game very interesting. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a neutral. My neutral. I can just spam this. Okay. That was gross. That is the problem with this Takia. My god. This is actually an interesting way to play the game. What's white? How does that work with? Oh, okay. That's what. Oh yeah, I'm still streaming. I should probably dip out. I didn't mean this for to be a long stream. I just felt like talking about that. If I do post that as a video, I don't know. I'm probably gonna just have it go over the play. That's about not much to edit there. But yeah,